What's something you wish you knew before you came here? What is your favourite thing about the city? How expensive is the cost of living? How easy is it to make friends at uni? What is the accommodation like? Best places to study? Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought it was about time to do another Edinburgh University Q&A. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be delving into all the important things that you need to know before going to Edinburgh. Maybe things I wish I knew, and just the general essentials. I asked you guys on my story to give me any of your Edinburgh questions. Got a massive document of things that I wrote down to do with good old Edinburgh. I'm going to split this video into about 6 sections to talk about accommodation, the city, social life, freshers week, study, and the cost of living. There's going to be a lot of information to take in this video, so grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, sit back and relax. Obviously I do just want to say I am not an absolute expert. This is just based on my personal experience. Everybody is different. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. Everybody's experience is different, and I'm just saying what I personally have heard, what experience. So I think one of the most important things to talk about here is accommodation. I got a lot of questions about it. I am going into 4th year, which means I am going into my 4th year flat. We are moving again, so I've moved every single year. Let's talk about 1st year, because I know there'll be many people watching this video wondering about 1st year, wondering what accommodation to go for, or if you have your accommodation now, wondering what it's like. Obviously I don't know what they're all like. I stayed in Darrett Court, absolutely loved it there. Had such a good vibe to it, a good feel. It was a self-catered accommodation. There are 2 types of accommodation, catered and self-catered. Catered is usually Pollock halls, accommodation with different buildings, then you get food made for you. I knew that I wanted to go in self-catering from the beginning. I think it gives you a lot more freedom, make whatever food you want, and it was way more in budget. The really good thing with Edinburgh is that there's a good range of cheaper accommodation options and then more expensive accommodation options. I'm not sure what it's like now, but I think because the buildings are so old and they have not updated them in years, they are in the process of doing it, but I think that's why they can put them at the price that they're at. Some of them personally was looking at the cheaper ones, but also the ones that were central to the uni. I know a few people who lived out of the city, but I would really recommend trying to find an accommodation as near to the city as possible. Come back in time to try and find the accommodations I applied to. So I applied to Darrett Court, Warrender Park Crescent, Hermit's Croft, Nicholson Street and Riego Street. They're all very good self-catering options from when I was going into them. There's also Kincaid's Court, which is more on Cowgate, a bit more of a noisier one. Robertson's Close, something like that. There's another couple on Cowgate. I think the price of them has gone up now because they are trying to work on them to make them better, so I really don't know about the updates on that, sadly. Sometimes it doesn't go your way, sometimes you get accommodation that you haven't actually applied for. That can happen. In terms of the building, you kind of just have to look past that. It's not the prettiest of buildings. I loved my little blue carpeted room so much. It looked out to the ugliest courtyard, some mouldy basement, but I did absolutely love it and I loved my time there. Blocks were all very friendly. Everybody kind of knew each other who lived above and below. Got really close to our neighbours, other flats as well. So I would really recommend Darrett Court. I did really enjoy my time there. Make sure you know where the accommodations are before you apply. Check the map. Check how close they are to the uni buildings, because I've heard some people say that they didn't even look at the location, and I'm like, what? What is 2nd and 3rd year accommodation like price wise? Is it hard to find? Renting in 2nd, 3rd and 4th year is a whole other story in Edinburgh. It is one of the most competitive markets, also is one of the most expensive at the minute, and year by year the prices are increasing. It works quite different to England, where you'll get accommodation before Christmas, whereas here you start looking in around May time. You basically have to be prepared to be rejected by many flats before you find the one. Just how the process goes, it is hard. You have to be absolutely on it. Notifications on for every single renting site, like on the market, Rightmove, Zoopla. Put the notifications on. Arrange viewings as soon as you see that notification, because they will go. Areas like Marchmont, which is a very popular 2nd, 3rd and 4th year, little bit of Edinburgh, but the prices there are insane. Newtown as well. See, like there are places if you live slightly further out, so if you live further out in Newington or Leith or even Tollcross, can be cheaper. I honestly have been very lucky in what I've paid over the past 3 years. I think it's quite unusual, my situation, that I found such luck. I sort of paid 600 and something a month. On average now in Edinburgh you'd be paying 700 to 800 a month. Say one of my top tips for getting a flat would be to write a big paragraph to send in, to sell yourselves basically. Say that you're going to take such good care of the flat, say you're responsible people. The other thing I want to mention is that, again, I've been super lucky with this, but everybody else I know has had mice. Mice are kind of just a general thing in Edinburgh, like you probably will get them in your flat, so look forward to that. That's just a little bit of a heads up. Okay, let's move on to social life, making friends, nightlife. Is it good? Is it bad? What goes on? Someone's asked me, how is the social life at uni there? I think this is one of the most difficult questions to answer because it differs so much from person to person, but I really do believe it's kind of what you make of it. I would say some courses might be quite difficult to make friends on. I know people who did just rely on people in their flat, in their first year accommodation. If we move on to the question, how easy did you find it to make friends / where did you meet most people? Making friends is honestly one of the scariest concepts. I was terrified, I remember that, but kind of you do just become this confident self and you will surprise yourself. I know everybody says this, but everybody is in the same boat. Also means everybody is willing to make friends. It will come so much more naturally than you think it will. I also think it's very important to note that it is not the end of the world if you don't find your people instantly, because everything can change, and like it can take weeks, it can take months, but it can also take years. Honestly, it can. And I know how much pressure there'll be to kind of think that like to meet your best friend straight away because you're thinking about the future and everything, but things can change so much, I promise. If it hasn't worked out the way you hope it would have in your head, things will change, I promise. At the beginning as well, I'd say yes to as much as you can. Obviously there will be times where you will have to say no, and that's also okay. And yes to as much as you can will help you in the long run. It will put yourself out of your comfort zone. You're in situations which you wouldn't have thought that you would get in usually. And obviously one of the main ones in terms of making friends, join societies. And I know easier said than done. I personally didn't join one in first year and I wish I did. I joined a society halfway through second year. It made me for the better. I've met some of my best friends in that society. I don't know if this still exists, but if student room Facebook group chats, WhatsApp group chats are still a thing, I honestly thrived off those before uni. Student room was where I met Sienna, my best friend. We met on the first day of freshers week and we've been best friends ever since. Met her on student room, started chatting on that, literally chatted until uni started, and it felt like we knew each other when we got there. I made a WhatsApp group chat of 5 of the art girls as well. We were all chatting, and again, first year wasn't as scary as it could have been because we had that sort of security net of each other. Obviously Kitty, who I live with now, she was in the art group chat, so I am still thankful for reaching out people before uni. And then I've just got, how is the party scene in Edinburgh? I would say it's what you make of it, really. It may not live up to nightlife at Manchester or Newcastle. If you have the right group of friends, it is always going to be a good night out without fail. Edinburgh's known for its pubs. There are clubs which are a great night out too, but still discovering more all the time. Like, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. I've also obviously not really experienced it in other cities. Talk about studying courses, there's student satisfaction. This is where it's quite difficult for me to talk about this one because a creative course is kind of a complete different structure to other courses. I do experience a lot of one-to-one tact hours, group tutorials. That's kind of where we do our learning from, so it's very different to say someone studying humanities or law where you will be in a really big lecture theatre with hundreds of people. I'm so annoyed these guys are about to start building outside. I study art and I have found the teaching pretty good. There's definitely some things that can be improved, but there always is gonna be. Probably is just due to having like one-to-ones. Best places to study, I like this one. Student hotspot at the minute is Futures Institute. That has just opened back up. It's a gorgeous building, gorgeous place to study, some gorgeous study cafes. I know a lot of people who just study in the Starbucks on Nicholson Street as well, the Waterstones on Princes Street if you want that romanticised view of the castle. And obviously just the library. Crazy environment, everyone's so silent, so on it, but it kind of does motivate you. Looking back, would you recommend studying art / would you do it again? I know there's a lot of people who would definitely say no. For me, I don't think I could imagine myself doing anything different, so I think I would have to say I would do it again, purely because there isn't anything that I would want to do more than art. Doing a degree like painting, it will be kind of hard to find jobs afterwards. That's also going to be fun to think about. Student satisfaction at Edinburgh is quite low. It's like 70 to 74% I think, which compared to most unis low. I did read up about it. From my experience, it very much depends on your course again. So many people who have taken a while for them to get assessments back and get grades back, and I think that really plays into that. That can be like a bad side. And assessment feedback can be lacking. The thing, I've been very lucky with my tutors. Through my friends and stuff who study other courses, I know that it can be bad, so I think it stems from that. Difficult to comment on when my course is. Do get lots of help with stuff and kind of like personal help. I just know that I'm going to get drilling and tapping throughout the rest of this video. Scaffold and being put up right opposite me at the minute. Now let's talk about Edinburgh itself. What is it like? Is Edinburgh safe? In personal experience, I feel 95% of the time very safe in the city centre. Obviously, there are things that you are told to avoid at night, for example walking through the meadows. Always make sure to walk with your friends though. Do that in any city, no matter what. Late at night, I'm meaning more. What is your favourite thing about the city? I do think I'm probably quite biased now, but I would say that Edinburgh is the best city in the UK. Frankly, I do not want to ever leave this place. There is so much to explore, so much I haven't explored yet. One of the best things about it is that it is the most walkable place. Like, you can walk everywhere within reason. Granted, on like a rainy or cold day, you will want to get the bus into uni, but there is an incredible beach a 30-minute bus ride away. We have a volcanic rock that just sits in the centre of the city, looking gorgeous every single day. We have a castle. It's everything. I will not get over this place. If I could design a city, it would be this. I can't. This is what I'm dealing with right now. So much greenery. There's so many pretty old unique buildings, so many cute shops. I just think I will forever hype this place up. That's what it is. Like, you have everything. I can't express my love for this place. I hope you get the idea. What's something you wish you knew before you came here? It does get cold in winter. I know everybody says about this, but it does get cold, guys. And if you have a room with the heating on, it will still be cold. Invest in an electric blanket. I will link it below because it is the best thing. It rains, you will need a raincoat, you will need an umbrella. Also say, take advantage of the free things that are here. So many museums, galleries, different hikes that you can do. The gallery and the National Museum is free here and they're incredible. Obviously, I wasn't aware that flat hunting would be so crazy. It's important to be prepared. Edinburgh is also a very hilly place. It's not awful, but take comfy shoes with you. Best month to visit Edinburgh. It just depends what vibe you want. I'll tell you what months probably not to come in. January, February, March. Not that much going on here. December, freezing, but incredible. Christmas markets are on, the vibes are high. September, weather's still pretty good. Fringe crowds have just gone. August, if you want to be here for the Fringe in the busiest month of Edinburgh. If you want in spring vibes, then I'd say May time. Let's move on to the cost of living in Edinburgh. She's expensive. She's expensive. I'm going to talk about ways to save money too. To London, I still think London is more expensive. I think that's just how it is. Actually, yeah, Edinburgh is definitely more expensive. However, there are ways around it. Visiting back home and visiting other places, price of coffee is pretty the same everywhere now. More expensive overall here, but I would say stuff like that expensive everywhere now, sadly. Got a Lidl and an Aldi, and that's where most students shop at for their weekly shop. Thinking about nights out, pre-drinking, obviously splitting something with your friends works out way cheaper buying drinks for a whole night out. Saying that, there are a lot of pubs that do student discounts, but what I do in my little Sainsbury's, I buy whatever's on offer. Also get the yellow stickers, reductions. I was asked how much it costs for like a coffee and a cake. £7 to £10, I'd say. Young Scot card is free bus travel for anybody who lives in Scotland for the 4 years. Use that card to death. Sign up for it and you'll get it through the post. You just tap on. Rent is probably the most expensive thing about Edinburgh, I would say. Tips for Freshers Week. Also got, was it hard to meet people during Freshers? What is Freshers really like at Edinburgh? Can you make friends without drinking? Do not expect it to be the best week of your entire life, because it probably won't be. It could be, it might be. It's a time where there's so much going on, very chaotic, new, you meet so many people. But it also can be one of the hardest weeks too, because feeling homesick, you kind of don't know how to channel all these interactions. A lot going on in it, and people experience it very, very differently. differently, and that is completely okay. I do think there's so much hype about it being the best week of your entire life, but it isn't the be all and end all at all. If you don't find your best friends and you're not having the most amazing time straight away, then that is completely okay. You might not get on with your flatmate. It's a very hard thing to deal with, but your people will find you eventually. That's exactly what happened to me, to be honest. Friendships come from kinds of places, not just 4 or 5 people that you're put in with straight away. In terms of drinking and still making friends, there were a lot of people that didn't drink, to be honest. If you're surrounded by nice people, there shouldn't even be an inch of judgment there anyway, and if there is, then they're not your friends. If you want to just drink water on a night out, just drink water on a night out. If you want to go on the night out, that's also absolutely fine too. It can take time, and okay to pace yourself. You don't need to rush in and do absolutely everything, because you will burn yourself out. Nights in can just be as important as nights out. My battery just died, which means that this is a very long video. Yeah, it's so normal to feel overwhelmed during Freshers Week. So much going on, and it's such a chaotic transitional period of your life. Budget carefully, because Freshers Week time where money can just go before you know it. Checking your bank account, check what you're spending on. Having like a roughly weekly budget could be a really good idea. So much going on, and I think the best way to deal with it is having just a mixture of downtime and socialising time. Put yourself out there, be confident, even if you think you aren't, you are, and you've got this. I'm going to end the video here. I've been yapping for hours now. I hope this has given you a little something about Edinburgh. There's so much more to talk about, and I'll probably make a part 2. I love you all so much. I hope you have a smooth sailing transition into first year. If anyone's struggling, like, reach out to me. My Instagram's here. I hope you enjoy Edinburgh, for those that are coming. My favourite place of all time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you in some way. See you in my next one. Love you all. Bye.